Hello, everyone. You're probably wondering where I'm speaking from today, and I'm in my attic. I came in to get a suitcase because I've got to pack, and I'm leaving for headquarters this weekend for our annual board meeting. And this wasn't where I was planning to speak to you today from that, but I saw a lot of things, and it was kind of cluttered, and it got me to thinking. This whole year has been cluttered. And where my mind tends to go is that and you've heard me speak before, is I really like balance. That's really the only way I can survive. And as I look back in my weight charts over the years, I can pretty much tell you what was a good year or a bad year on just what was going on in my life because I tended to possibly lose that balance. So, in a cluttered attic and my mind being cluttered for 2020, I just wanted to say is that some of my favorite things this year have just been turned upside down. I love laboratory science, and the pandemic has certainly thrown a lot that into a loop and put out a lot of experts in the world, and also to politics. Being a news junkie, I always like politics, and let's just say that has certainly been turned upside down this year. So, where do I go? And then another thing that maybe I was not maybe I was always hanging on to was was tops, and that has been turned upside down in my mind. So, when I look at, and I mentioned my weight charts, when I look at my weight charts, this is going to go down as a bad year for me, and it's again because of my mind just being cluttered. So I just kind of wonder how you folks tend to handle the upheavals in your life. Unfortunately, I'm a stress eater, uh, and just recently, and what's been going on in different types of my favorite things, science, politics, and tops. Um, Stress has really taken hold. And all I can say is that it's a darn good thing I'm in tops because it would probably be worse if I didn't have that last um, leg to stand on to try to get back into that balance. I was talking to Ann a while back ago when things were getting kind of stressful in our household, and the world was just seeming to go a lot faster than we can hang on to. And we kind of reflected on some of our friends who stress never seems to bother them. They're always looking at that silver lining in the cloud, and we struggle. How can we do that? How can we de-stress our lives? Well, one thing is we've got to tackle this this attic and get this straightened out. It's not usually looking this way, but um, something else that kind of added stress to my year. I had to empty out my folks' home, which they were in for 65 years, and let's just say my mind wasn't in the right frame to do that. So, in as afraid of throwing things out, I decided to keep a lot of stuff, and we stored it. Hence the clutter. And we're just going to go through it when we're in a better frame of mind. And then that gets me back to tops. Is like we can't just throw things out if things are going bad. We kind of have to hang on to them and go back and reflect on them. Something that I've been doing of late is trying to find let's say, a better time. So I've been gone back and start reading non-science journals, trying to stay away from the political news And I've been going back and looking at past issues of Tops News and different programs that are out there to try to like get to a spot um, pre-COVID, if you will. And I think that's what I'm doing. And again, I'm curious on what you folks tend to do. What's cluttering up your mind? What are you folks thinking about on trying to wrap up 2020 on hopefully a positive note? And I would hope you folks to share those ideas on Facebook or call a Tops friend and saying, hey, how you doing? And everybody has a different trigger when it comes to stress. I mean, I laid out um, some of mine where I struggle to just try to figure things out, and when I can't figure it out, I get frustrated. But one man's stress is another man's probably pleasure. Who knows? And when Ann and I think back of some of our close friends who literally, the world is around them and it just doesn't bother them. They found that inner peace. I guess is what I'm trying to say. In some years I have it, and some years I don't, and I suspect this probably happens in your lives too. So I hope you let me know what you're doing to get through these stressful times, and it doesn't have to be the things that I stated. I mean, sometimes coming up on the holidays stress people out, and that's knocking on our door right now. Uh, I think I'm being stressful, wondering what's going to happen in 2021, and again, I have no control over that. But it's just kind of odd, and now as I think about how I try to portray things to you folks, I'm kind of like just jumping around and portraying the cluttered mind that I have right now. So, um, for those of you who were probably wondering, is he going to go on again like he's done the past couple of weeks? Well, that was the past couple of weeks. That was just a sign that I realized that um, I was reacting to different stress points. But this talk will not be as long as those because it's cold in the attic this morning. So I will wrap this up. So there's a lot going on out there, folks, and it's going to affect you in one way or the other, regardless if you realize it or not. I just think we have to be together, be supportive, don't judge anybody that what's happening in the world from decisions that are made that affect you in Tops or decisions that are being made out across the country that we can't control. The key to all this is a plan. We have a plan, Ann and I, to straighten this out. We're going to go from front to back, work it one way or the other, and not make any rash judgments when we said, do we need this or not need this? I've made out some plans for the rest of the year to kind of stay away from some trigger points. So I'm just encouraging you folks to have a plan. We need a plan to get through the next couple of months and lead into the next year. If you had a rough time, if you had some gains, when I say that's okay, I don't mean it. I'm excusing it. I'm just saying we all realize it. We all know what's going on. So we're there to help you get through this. And I know you folks are there to help me to get through that. That is the one constant that we can hang on to, is this wonderful support system that we have. And it frustrates me sometimes that we just can't build on that support structure, but I'm hoping we can get a plan to do that. So I'm going to grab my suitcase. I've got some more work to do in the office before I leave this weekend. So I'm going to grab the suitcase. I'm going to plan to pack accordingly because I hear it's cold in Milwaukee, just like it's cold in Maine here. And I will be seeing you next Friday from Milwaukee, and I'm planning to show you something a little bit different when I'm out there. So have a good weekend. Just kind of let the stress roll off your back a bit. It is a rough time right now, and I'll see you all next Friday.